Alright everybody, what's going on? This is Tim, and I decided to go ahead and start a single solo Let's Play project to go along with my co-op stuff I'm doing with my friends on Grand Theft Auto Online, which if you're enjoying that, please feel free to give a thumbs up, a like, drop us a line, let us know you're enjoying the content. Sometimes we're working on heists, and there's sometimes we're doing a lot of other stuff, so it's a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun to actually have some people who play GTA with. But I wanted to start another solo project as well, and this one was kind of inspired by my buddy Kevin, one of the guys that I play the GTA games with. Check out his channel, Funk Studios. Give him a shout out. Sometimes we get a lot of really good content on there too. But he had mentioned being a fan of the Disney cartoons during the Disney Afternoon series, which that would be about the time he was a kid, so it makes sense. We all were back then, and what a lot of younger people don't know, people younger than me at least, was that Nintendo actually released all of the Disney Afternoon games on the NES. They were actually pretty good games. Some I like a little more than others. But, yeah, the Disney Afternoon Collection was one such game. Or the Disney Afternoon Cartoons, I should say. And the Disney Afternoon Collection is just something they released for the PS4 here. Kind of to bring those games back. They didn't do anything fancy with them. They just brought them back. They did make it so that these games have a rewind feature. So you don't have to, you can play through, and you know, if you run into a tough spot, you don't have to keep dying over and over. Because these games did have limited lives. Now, the way I'm going to do this playthrough is I'm going to play the game using the rewind more as a casual feature for these playthroughs, because I don't want to bore you dying over and over and over in the same spots. It has been a long time since I've played through these games. I have beat all of them. And I do recommend to anyone that's playing these for the first time, play it the legit way the first time, because there is nothing like the true pleasure of completing these games, because they were relatively easy, but they were also challenging. So with that being said, the games that were on the collection are DuckTales, Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers, Tailspins, Darkwing Duck, DuckTales 2, and Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers 2. So I'm going to play probably a game or two, depending on how long it takes me to get through one. I may just play part of one and pick it up in the next stream or whatever, but I'm going to start out with the one I'm most familiar with. This is probably the one I played the most, and that is Disney's DuckTales. So let's get the familiar title screen up. With the familiar DuckTales theme, anybody that's ever seen a single episode of this show, of this cartoon, you never forgot this theme song. And I'm going to play it on normal, because I think normal difficulty is a fair enough challenge for me. Back in my youth, I could beat it in difficult, and I could probably do it now if I really set my mind to it, but I don't want to get aggravated. That's not the point of this project. The point's to show off some great games that were classics, maybe to somebody who hasn't played them but happened to be a fan of the shows. So, here we go. Let's do some DuckTales. Okay, in this game, Scrooge McDuck has to go to the 5 different locations and find the rare treasure at each location. We have the Amazon, Transylvania, African mines, the Himalayas, and the moon. You can do them in any order you choose, and each one has their own difficulties. There is, however, one stage that you have to actually go into one of the other stages to unlock, as it were, and that is the African mines, so we're going to go there first. So, basically all the jewels and things that you collect in this game are basically there for score, and you want to try to get the highest score possible. That's shown by your money up here. The little circles are your hit points. Each time you take a hit, you lose some of those hit points. And when it's completely empty, you die. Where it says P.2, that's your actual life meter. So I have 2 lives. 0 does count. And there's a timer up in the upper right corner. Scrooge tends to travel mostly in this manner here on a pogo stick with his walking cane. He can also use it as a golf swing to hit certain items. And so that's all you need to know, basically. It's a simple platformer, and your main force of attack will be the pogo stick. So, or the walking cane that is a pogo stick. So we meet all of the nephews and nieces in here. In this particular one, we're told we need to get a key, and that key is in Transylvania, which is another stage in the game, which we'll definitely be coming to later, and fighting Magica the Spell in that stage. She is guarding the main treasure, but we'll get to that a little later. For now, there's our skeleton key to the mine. It's right there at the very beginning of Transylvania. You can't miss it. So now that we got the key, we're actually going to get to go through the African mines. Unfortunately, the score resets, so any money you had working your way to the mines, or to the skeleton key, you lose. I guess it was just a programming thing back then, would be my guess as to why it doesn't actually keep up with it. There's the golf swing I was talking about. You use that to take the bats out. If you don't take those bats out, by the way, they'll dive bomb you from the top of the screen. Now, all these treasure boxes, you want to kind of learn a pattern to breaking them down in order to get all of them. I believe we want to go this way first. Pretty sure we want to go this way first. Again, it's been a little while, so I'm kind of lost. Now, that big circle with the M on it, that is invincibility, obviously. And you'll find those scattered here and there. And ice cream cones and cakes are your health items. You take those, you eat those, and they'll restore your health you've lost. And yeah, that's pretty much it for now as far as the common items that you'll find. Enemies drop them in some cases. You just find them in something like that. That is an extra life. It's a Scrooge McDuck doll, or an extra life. Now, I could go down there, but I don't want to yet. I'm pretty sure I don't want to go there yet. But we'll come back to that in a minute. We want to go over here first, where we will meet Mrs. Beakley. And she will give us health. And this is the first challenging platforming section. You have to land on the frogs. It doesn't seem that difficult, but when you actually go to do it, it is. Alright, and this is a bonus treasure. When you find hidden treasures, and there are a few of them scattered throughout, you get an extra million to your score. Each one's worth $1 million. So it's always worth the trip to go back and get those. And now we're going to go back across ever so carefully, like that. We don't need the health items, so thanks Mrs. Beakley, but no thanks. And we're going to go back over here, and I'm going to take this chain down that we found. You don't necessarily have to take the chain. You can just do what I did there and drop down. Oh, we got something else. Another extra life. That's 2 extra lives so far, right in the first stage. Nice. I approve of that. So now we're going to drop down here. And we're going to be careful here, working our way around, because you don't want to get hit, or the frog can kill you. But you also want to use them to jump on at times. Yeah, the biggest key to these types of games is to take your time. Oh, and don't do stupid shit like that. But take your time. I took 2 hits there. Let me get this back and do it like I got some sense. Alright. So yes, take your time. And don't get hit like I did. And don't miss your jump. And you'll be fine. As I said, I used the rewind feature in this. This is just a casual fun run. But I'm not gonna drive myself crazy worrying about dying. This here is Launchpad. He will take you back to the beginning if you want to just cash in some points and then come back in, but I'm pretty sure the items that you find do not respawn. So once they're gone, they're gone. So there's really no point in trying to go. Damn. There we go. There is really no point in trying to go back. So I don't ever really use the launch pad. It's there, but there's just not a point in it. Alright, so I couldn't remember if that actually went through there. Oops. Well, I glitched the ice cream cone, but that's okay. I didn't actually need it anyway. There's Webigail. And she's going to give us a seesaw to send us across the rest of the map. And now we're going to start working our way up this here chain, which that was a stupid thing I didn't need to do. You want to check these little crevices, which I missed the jewels on that one, but sometimes these little crevices will have things too. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. It's always a good idea to check them because you never know. Alright, so there's the cake. Ow. Alright, so, first boss. Ouch, and I got hit right off the bat. So you want to jump over him, and as he spins around the room, then you want to land on his head. It's a little harder than it looks, because you don't always know which way he's coming. So you have to kind of be ready. I think it's like 5 hits and he's out. Yep. And there we go. Got it. Okay. So yeah, 5 hits and he's down. Not too much. Not too hard. So once you complete the stage, basically your total money gets added up, your score, as it were. And let's see, I think next we'll travel to, let's do the Amazon next. I don't usually go to the Amazon this early in the game because it's a little bit tough, but we'll be alright. If it would stop respawning that one gorilla guy. So, yeah, the Amazon is kind of challenging. I didn't mean to get quiet there, but I had to pay attention till I got down here on the ground because it can be very sketchy doing this with 3 health. Even though I can rewind, I don't want to have to any more than I have to. I don't want to really abuse that. So anyway, down here on the bottom, you definitely want to watch the spiders. They'll drop down on you when you try to jump across and hurt you like they just did me. You don't want to hit the spikes, so you got to time this jump right so that you do not smack your head on the spikes above you. You still have the stick under you, so you don't smack his ass on the spikes either. So Scrooge won't thank you for that, I guarantee you. Alright, so up here we go. Smack this rock down. Pick up that. That. Jump off the big ape. I think I'm gonna name that ape again. That reminds me of a guy at work. Anyway, up we go. Oh, what a waste. Okay. This is a real sketchy section here, too. That's why I don't... Like I said, I don't feel bad for using the rewind, because I beat this game more than once, so... Get off there! I don't think there is a safe way for me to do this. Yeah, there is. Alright, now we gotta work our way across. That. All this is kind of coming back to my memory in pieces, y'all. It's crazy, because I can kind of somewhat remember what I'm supposed to do in the Amazon, but this was my least favorite of the stages growing up. Oh shit. I just hit the button. I just started the whole damn thing over. Well, hell. Alright. You know what? I'll do this tomorrow. I'm gonna delete this one. And